ho, ho, ho. I can't believe that guy keeps avoiding everything I throw at him. Okay, now I'm beginning to believe it. Right, he has got +8 evasion, so not as outrageous as I made out. It, not altogether unreasonable. He's dodging things, but he won't be able to dodge my ultimate. I'll probably have to try and keep saving Wrath just to make sure I allow my Dark Knight to get. Will you stop dodging things? I might need to find a way to remove his buffs. I don't think, to be honest, that I've got a way of removing his buffs, but at least that one's got, I suppose twice the hits suggests you might be able to get through twice as well. And I don't know, evasion might only be for... Oh, he's dead now, so who cares? Right, I don't really want him to get an attack, so we'll try this again, hopefully. Fuck me, zombie. I'd rather you didn't, but nonetheless, that's another thing he can do. He seems to be able to absorb things. He is armoured sufficiently to absorb things. You can sort of see in his stats. He's got quite a substantial amount of armour. Which, I mean, he is literally armour. That makes absolute perfect sense that he would be... he would be heavily armoured. That's why he is exceptionally good at the front. Because he's got that ability to heal himself. He can twat people really quite solidly. I'm absolutely in love with the Dark Knight class in this game. They are fucking excellent. Right, I went to that a little bit too early because I need to deal with my skeletons level up. I think Smite, where are you, Smite? Smite, as I say, it's the one I keep using, so it's probably well worth it. Additional attacks for each buff on the target, 4% chance to immediately kill the target. That is a very low percentage. It's a very low percentage. I think we'll go with the buff. It also, each of these abilities, I think, also improves their armor values, improves a value. So if I'd gone the other way, I would have had greater luck. Not Greta. Who's Greta? I don't know. I'm sure she's a lovely girl, but I don't know precisely who she is. Right, we'll bring my lick in. Let's deal with some alchemy. Hopefully I can possibly build a new unit, because this is one other thing that I didn't have as much of an issue with. Maybe it's because I'm using too many items. I think I'm bringing late game tactics into the early game, and I don't think that's helping me all that much. I can build another zombie. I suppose that might be quite useful to have a second zombie. So yes, we'll craft a zombie. Then we'll replace that zombie with the skeleton, so we've got a reasonable chunk of health available to my minions. Then what we'll do is have the skeleton and the zombie hang out in the mortuary. And at that point, let's just double check artifacts if we've got any new ones. I don't often pay attention to that. Graveyard, not important. Creation, alchemy. Because alchemy was very good at building high-end bits for your minions, but I think I'm using it too early doors. I think what I needed to do was focus a lot more on just building minions rather than anything else. The Golden Tooth gives me extra luck. 16 accuracy, or critical damage received is reduced by 16%. I think Blood Diamond. So I believe what that's going to be, if we can exit the map, I believe what we can do here, yes, we will equip it onto my Dark Knight, and he now has critical damage reduced by 16%. So you can get items to equip to your minions as well. Ah, I see. Okay, that's... For the sake of the Bride and the Dark Knight, I am going to refill the vigour for all of my minions there. The fellas in the mortuary won't heal or feel the benefits of that, I don't think. But they're in the mortuary, so they will heal by themselves eventually. One other thing that would be quite useful, I think, and I haven't found a button for it. I'll hold my hands up. I may just not have found it. But a zoom out to be able to assess your options would not 100% go amiss. Because here you're having to sort of scroll around and figure out what you can do, when really it might be quite nice to zoom out, get an overall assessment of the thing, and see what happens. So I'm kind of leaning towards that path. which possibly means just going that path might as well. Which means I think what we'll probably do is we'll use this straight path. That I probably won't do. Sacrificial Altar allows you to sacrifice a minion for the sake of getting something. I don't know whether it's an item or something else. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I don't use... Again, I have too much compassion to be a necromancer that's trying to be evil and taking over the world, because I don't want any of my minions to die. I don't use the Lich sacrifice. That's why I suppose you can summon skeletons. I've just realised that combo. You sacrifice a minion in order to then summon a new minion. So that's actually not as bad as I thought originally, but I still don't like the idea of sacrificing. Right, let's try... I mean, he's the weaker of the two. Let's try and wipe him out first. As you can see, the Dark Knight can... From the first and second position, the Dark Knight can attack the first and second position most efficiently. Now, you... I wonder if it's going to be worthwhile, because that beast... One key thing with this beast is, A, it's got the redirect ability, so it might just take the damage you're trying to inflict on someone else. And the other thing is it's immune to stress and ignition, and it never escapes. So, an attack or debuff to the golem from an ally located behind it. So it does have to travel to the front, which I suspect is probably going to be its first port of call. But unfortunately, this Toxic Cloud won't do much. But if it does travel to the front, if I place the Toxic Cloud here, and the golem travels to the front, what that's going to do is push him back one and push him into the Toxic Trap. So I think it's well worth the Toxic Trap, although the Toxic Trap is only sanity-based damage, which... Breathe, mortal. Breathe it in. Accept the nastiness. What I'll do this time is I think I'll more powder to improve the damage, and then next turn I will probably, can't guarantee it, but probably use... Oh, okay, he only travelled one space forward, which kinda scuppered my plans. World. Oh well, never mind. Let's try and twat him again. I might lay another trap, because with the golem, they're going to be potentially moving around. And that spearman, he tends to move to the front and rear and stuff. Just like training dummies. How dare you? I'm no dummy. I'm the Dark Knight. Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm the Dark Knight, for fuck's sake. Yes. You bow down. That is going to be his new name. It's not. I'm not naming a character for fuck's sake. But I am feeling a distinct volume of for fuck's sake. Because they seem to... Oh, is this the definition of a greater difficulty? Everything fucking misses more. That's how it's been made difficult. Just because everything takes the piss when it comes to hitting. You, my bride, you have not let me down. You are glorious. You are a beautiful, beautiful creation. Yes. And again, fortunately, didn't kick in the random that time. It just did it to the fellow I wanted it to do it to. He doesn't really need a huge amount of health, so we'll save up there. It might end up redirecting, but I think it's still probably worthwhile targeting. Didn't even get to finish the sentence. But, tell you what, he did not take... Oh, he's gone insane, though. Hopeless. Oh, I'm so hopeless. It's so devastatingly hopeless. I can't possibly continue in this world. As I say, they can have a heart attack. They also, as seen here, so the guard currently has a 9% chance to escape. So that's quite low. That is quite low. It's actually concerningly low, because it means he's probably not going to, but, you know, now he's been made hopeless, he's actually dealing a lot less damage and taking a hell of a lot more. So he is substantially less of a threat. And I think he is actually draining his own sanity as well. Is that what Hopeless is doing? No, I just don't know. Maybe, oh, maybe the Taskmaster did something and I was not paying attention. Oh, the Taskmaster's going to get twatted with a spell. And then bombard! Bombard, 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 bombard. I'll bombard again. I know I don't have the more powder this time, but yeah, more powder. Oh, that's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage I don't want to take. I don't want to take. I don't want to take. That should finish him. Lovely. Crit. Nicely done. There's not a lot I can do about the Lick's health, unfortunately. He will... You know, okay. Ugh. He seems to be very armoured. suppose he's not got a lot of magical defense, so if I lose the Lick, this could take a while to actually win, which could be an issue. I suppose if I can trade places, I can get the magical attack off. Oh! That's not what I need. What I need then is more health drained from the pair of them. Unfortunately, I didn't get a huge amount from the Golem because the Golem is a pain in the asshole. The Golem is a pain in my ass. He has a surprisingly hefty volume of armor, yes. Now the Lick is getting involved though. Look at that. Tasty amount of damage. Bombard! Oh. Oh, now if I'd been paying more attention earlier, I would definitely have known that that was going to be a likely outcome. Now, the Lick can function on the third row, but I don't know if I've got a way of pushing him. Oh, I don't need that to happen. I need more. Oh, God, no. No, I don't want to lose another Dark Knight. Please, game. Please don't make me lose another Dark Knight. Is there a way to get him to push back one? Kills an ally. So the only way to get him to push back one is to kill an ally. And despite the fact that the Dark Knight is running on fucking empty. Okay. Please. Please. Zombie. What I need you to do is 18 damage. Now, I don't know how the armor's going to affect it 100%. You know, I don't know the full calculation. But I need you to do 18 damage. Ideally, I need you to hit. That's all I need. I need you to hit the attack. Come on, buddy. You can do this. You can do it. Please. Thank you. You possibly just single-handedly saved my Lick and my Dark Knight. You glorious bastard. You had me concerned, considering your track record of missing, but I've got to hand it to you. You just saved our lives. So well done you, sir. Well done you. Right, let's get these two out of the mortuary in order to most certainly, eventually at least, let's level them up first. Right. Now, that's my usual go-to manoeuvre, so I think it's probably best to go up with that one. So this one... Oh, yes, this is like... Okay, so this one improves the damage and then gives you 50% of the shields and stuff. Whereas this one keeps the damage the same, but improves it via 75% of the damage of the knight armor. So I suppose that's a potential of 18 damage. That's a potential of 18 to 20 damage, one would assume. So yeah, I think it feels better to do that one. I don't know. That was always a bit of a dilemma. I suppose at that point, because it feels so indifferent when it comes to which way of these you go, you should probably check more on the stats. So I've improved his attack, but not his armour. I need to pay more attention to these stats. I for some reason, when choosing abilities, I tend to be completely blind to any of the stat improvements. It's all about what the actual attack does. And that's, you know, you got to try and factor in a bit more of a balance, I think. Right, well, we might as well deal with bone shards. And as I say, no. Fuck no. So we are going up with the shard swarm. So you still just do... It's the same amount of damage to a random enemy, but what it does is ignores ward. And you know how I was describing how the shields would block a physical attack? Wards block a magical attack. So, and I think wards block magic and stress. Don't know what else the shields block. Pretty much just physical damage, I think, but not sure. But now he ignores the ward, which means every time he launches a shard, it will pretty much strike through and attack them. That is why the Lick is rather good, because he will just punish your enemies with constant barrages, and it's very useful indeed. What talents do I have available? I feel like I kind of want some kind of attack based ones and really try to kick the shit out of some of these enemies, because I feel like I'm not doing a huge amount of damage. But some of these... Okay, so every time it misses with an attack, I gain rage. Dark Knights gain extra stats. That's another one. Because it took me a while to get to grips with the talents screen to understand where the best bits are. So, because I love Dark Knights so much, I am tempted to go try and aim for Wrath Unchained. So I think we'll go Blind Fury, and then hopefully I can get 3 talent points in order to then upgrade that. Now, ideally, what we need to try and do... might as well grab a Headhunter, because they're quite cool. They make, as I say, they make quite a good second place slot individual. Unfortunately, I've now run out of items again, so we can't do anything more there. So we put a skeleton in front row. Might as well swap guys there. Well, that was a little bit of a taster, and I will probably continue playing to try and complete this dungeon. As I say, there's 2 obviously and planned bits that are coming after release. This is pre-release based game. One assumes I'm not going to get in trouble for advertising it and suggesting you buy it, but you never know. Maybe they didn't want people to stream or, tube it, as it were. If that's the case, whoops. Oh well, sucks to be me. But free advertising is what I'm pretty much giving them. It's a very enjoyable game. I think if you enjoy Darkest Dungeon, you'll pretty much enjoy this. The similarities are pretty obvious. The graphical style is very similar. It's beautiful. Do not get me wrong. I'm not critiquing the style of the character animation. It's absolutely delightful. Is there a reason you chose Arena first for showing delightful animations? Well, I mean, she has got a wondrous jiggle. But that's not specifically. I promise it was a random choice. I just went to the first one. The first one on the list, reading from left to right. But yes, she does. When she does her sort of warning shot, she does jiggle. She does jiggle, which I'm all for. I am absolutely all for. You're a terrible human being. Yeah, I know. I need to improve everything about myself, but there you go. Anyway, once again, I wish you a very merry Adventy thing. Congratulations. Congratulations? Is that what you meant to say? Not specifically. Congratulations, you've reached another day along the Advent. Bravo. Pat yourself on the back. And then remember to say back to me, cheerio.